Hi there, it's Anna Otto. This is an activity that I developed many years ago for my human development students. It's meant to give you a brief introduction to content that we will cover this semester. It also highlights some important features of the field. Let's start with a very brief review of content from the first part of the chapter. Hopefully you've already read the relevant parts of the text and watched the videos that I've provided. As you've learned, human development is a field of study devoted to examining change and constancy throughout the lifespan. On average, that includes about 80 years for individuals in the US. For ease of study, researchers typically divide the lifespan into 8 age periods, as illustrated on this slide and was discussed in our text and in an earlier video. Each age has tasks that are typically associated with it, including the adult years. Since our previous video only discussed the periods through adolescence, here's a quick overview of what happens in the adult years. In early adulthood, the typical focus is on establishing work and relationships. By middle adulthood in the 40s and 50s and up to the mid-60s, it is common to be at the height of one's career. At this point, it is also common to focus on caring for generations above and below one's own, for example, one's children and aging parents. Late adulthood from the mid-60s until the end of life is a period of overall decline with the wrapping up of one's life. When information is presented in this manner, so when it's organized by age, we say that it is chronological. Our text and class are organized chronologically. Personally, when I think of humans and their development, I think in a chronological way too. Another way researchers organize developmental information is to break it down into the 3 major domains: physical, cognitive, and emotional and social. Physical domain includes changes in the body, health and nutrition, and perceptual and motor abilities. Cognitive development includes intellectual abilities such as thinking and learning skills. Emotional and social development includes intrapersonal and interpersonal development, so the understanding of self and relationships with others. Some texts and courses look at development through the lens of these broad areas. These are said to be topically organized. For this semester, we will explore development in each domain within each of the age periods. This activity has you consider development in each age period and each domain within each age period. You're provided with 24 statements about characteristics and behaviors during the lifespan. Your task will be to organize these statements on the grid provided, placing one statement on each of the 24 cells on the grid. There's a best place for each piece, so in the end, each statement should describe the age period and domain for the grid cell in which it is placed. Through the course Canvas page, you can either link to an online version of the activity or a PDF version. Once you have accessed the activity in your chosen format, online or PDF, you need to place the statements. In the online version, you simply drag the statements to their proper place. With the PDF version, you can cut and paste the pieces, literally using scissors, or you can write the answers onto the board. Either way, you are doing what is illustrated on this slide. Read through the statements and choose one to place onto the board. Here I choose the statement, physical growth is the most rapid in the lifespan. This fits into the cell for prenatal development in the physical domain. Simple, right? Now place the other 23 statements. Before you go off and try the activity on your own, I wanted to give you a quick demonstration of what to expect with the online version. If this does not work for you, or if you prefer not to complete the activity online, you can access the PDF version through Canvas. Okay, now that we're at the site, you'll notice that this is a view-only file. This means that you need to save your own copy in order to complete the activity. It's necessary to make your own copies so that students who come after you will have a fresh activity board too. The first thing you need to do is log into Google. I suggest using your Los Rios account. Once you're logged in, create your own copy of the activity by coming up to File and Make Copy. Now you're ready to complete the activity. Read through the statements and choose the one that you want to move. To demonstrate, here's the one that we looked at already. This one here, physical growth is the most rapid of the lifespan. Now just click, then you can drag and drop it into place. So up here to prenatal, conception, to birth, and the domain of physical development. So you're ready to complete the rest of the activity on your own. I suggest you try your best and then review the answers and discussion video after you've either placed all the statements or tried for at least 10 minutes, whichever comes first. And for those of you who might be interested, here are the attributions for the goofy clip art images I had earlier in this presentation. I look forward to sharing more information about this activity with you in about 10 minutes.